Ella.
And Olivia.
And today we are going to be, so I'm trying to do this series on my channel where I'm going to do top 10. So I have like 6 or 7 top 10 videos planned. But today, since Olivia is here and she's one of my friends from theater, we are going to do our top 10 favorite shows that we have been in. If you don't know what that means, we both do plays with Outcry Youth Theater, and so these are our favorite shows we've been in.
So, should we start from number 10?
But it's also including PCT shows, not just Outcry.
Yeah. Should we start with number 10?
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 10 is A Midsummer Night's Dream from like 4 years ago, because it was, I had my little puck group with Peyton and Fallon and Isabella, and it was super fun, and it was my first show with like, oh, I guess I did another show with older kids, but like that's when I started like being friends with the older kids, and it was cool. So that's my number 10.
And you were Puck?
And I was Puck.
Okay. My number 10 show was Peter Pan Jr. Because I was Wendy, and I don't know if that was that before or after Charlotte's Web?
It was.
I think it was before.
It was before, I think, yeah.
So that was the first time I'd ever gotten a lead role. Obviously, Wendy and Peter Pan is a lead, and Miss Becca said I knew the dances really well. So that was really special for me, and so that's my number 10.
Okay. My number 9 is The Crucible, because I played Mercy. I really liked my role, because I wasn't on stage a lot, but the times that I was on stage were like really good scenes and really good moments. Like the courtroom scene, like that's one of my favorite scenes that I've ever been in, and I just really like the show and the role.
All right, my number 9 is Charlotte's Web, which I did shortly after Peter Pan Jr., which is the first time I met Olivia and the first time we were doubles, so that was obviously super duper special. Also, Charlotte was another one of my first leads that I'd ever gotten, so it meant super duper a lot to me, and I really liked getting to work with Matthew. He was awesome, so I'm always excited when I get to do shows with him, so that is another reason why that is my number 9.
Okay, my number 8 is Radium Girls, because mostly because Radium Girls is like one of my best or the best role that I've played so far, because it was just super emotional and dramatic, and I felt really good about playing that role. I really liked Catherine, and the character change throughout the show was really nice.
And she was doubles with me.
And I was doubles with her.
So clearly a top. All right, my number 8 was Julius Caesar, which was an amazing show.
It was so good.
It was so good. And we had some, also like the experience-wise, like during tech, all the lights went out, so we'd use flashlights during tech, and it was so crazy fun, and it was not one of my first shows with the older kids, but like one of my shows where I really got connected with the older kids, I guess, and so, yeah. That was really awesome. And I was Calpurnia, and my double was Ben McElroy, and that was so fun. So, yeah, I loved that. My number 8.
My number 7 was the original Peter Pan, because playing Tinkerbell was so fun, and Fallon as my double was so great. And that's where I met Andy, and Andy is fantastic. And the whole show was just a blast, and it was like the first like huge big show that I was in, like where it was like a ton of stuff and dances and everything. So yeah, it was super fun.
All right, my number 7 was Willy Wonka, and it was hard because I wanted to put it a little higher just because the experience of Wonka was so amazing. And even though I didn't have the largest role, it so didn't matter, because I absolutely did everything with that role, and it was so fun, and my double, Megan McMurray, was awesome, and the whole cast worked together so well, and it was just so good. I loved Wonka. It was a great experience. So that was my number 7.
My number 6 was Our Town, because, like, oh my gosh, Our Town was, it was so great. The show was so good, and it was so emotional, and we made so many people cry, and it was just, like, I love that show so much. It was the experience, and it was my first time staying on stage for the entire show with a character. I did it several times after that, but Our Town was my first one, so it was a real challenge for me. But it was really fun, and the experience and just what I learned about being on stage, like how you have to stay in character and everything, it was an amazing experience.
Okay, my number 6 was Alice in Wonderland, which was so fun. I loved Alice in Wonderland. It was my favorite bow dance of all time. If I do a bow dance video, just ruined my number 1, but I don't have them. Whatever, it's my favorite bow dance. It was so good. And that was my first time being doubles with Ariana, which was awesome. That was another show where I got to be in promo pictures, which is also always awesome. And we did it at the Arboretum, which was super pretty and super cool. And then, yeah, so the whole show as a whole was awesome. And that was one of my shows that I did in the spring, and it was my first one of the 3, so it was just so
3
good.
shows in the spring. That was crazy.
Yeah, and I didn't actually plan on doing it, but I decided the night before my audition that I was gonna do it, and I'm so glad I did because it's my 6th favorite show.
My number 5 is Charlotte's Web because I got to play lead, the female lead, and I got to be Ella's double for the first time, and that's when I met Ella, and we are now best friends, so that was great. I'm glad that I met her and became best friends with her, and it was so fun. It was just kids our age and younger, so it was really nice getting to connect with them and do a show with just the younger kids. And yeah, the show was super fun. I really liked the role. I hadn't really played a role like that. I played like guys or like really feminine girls, so like one or the other, so it was cool to play that kind of role.
All right, my number 5 was Radium Girls, which was the second show I did in the spring, and Radium Girls was so awesome. I thought the show as a whole was so impressive, and I know they're all super impressive, but like it wasn't impressive because of the dancing or the lights or the sound or anything. It was just impressive because of how amazing the acting was itself, and it was probably the best acting in a show that we've done. It was so impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And all our leads were so good, and I was Olivia's double, so Catherine was also one of my favorite roles. It was a great show.
It was so good.
And I got a lot closer with people that I'd known but wasn't like as close.
My number 4 was Almost Maine because Almost Maine was just, it was a blast. I had decided last minute to do the show. I thought that I wasn't going to do it, and our director, Miss Becca, she convinced me last minute. She was like, you have to audition, you have to do it. And I was like one of the youngest people in that show. I was like the youngest person, and it was so cool getting to really connect with the older kids. And like every scene, it was so good. It was so good. Just the acting was so good, and it was so there was a lot of comedy, but it was still pretty emotional at some parts, and it was an amazing show. And the dances and everything, I think the audience loved it, and I got to watch it because you didn't have anything to do on your off night. I got to watch it, and I was like, wow, the show is really, really good. So I really liked Almost Maine.
Okay, my number 4 was Frog and Toad. I loved Frog and Toad. Frog and Toad was so good. It was my first musical lead. Turtle was awesome. And also, I got to be doubles with Madeline Carter, who was like the most prepared person of all time besides Olivia. And it was so awesome to get to work with her. And Bryce was the assistant director, which was premium. So I love Frog and Toad. And it was such a small cast. It was so intimate, and the show was so cute. It was so good.
That was a really good show. I saw it like 6 times.
So
I
cute.
loved that show. My number 3 was Julius Caesar because Julius Caesar was just, like she said earlier, an incredible show. It was beyond amazing. The show itself was so great, and also my role and my double Harrison, I just loved everything about it. It was just like everything about it was so memorable and so great and challenging, but rewarding and so great. So.
All right, here we are, top 3. My number 3 favorite show is Seussical. Seussical was so good. Seussical was my most recent show, and I got my gold plate, which is a reason, but not the main reason. It was so good. Every single aspect was brilliant. The acting was so good. We had so many awesome dance moments that we threw in there, so many good character moments, and some people that we didn't know could sing so well, and it was just, I think it was a breakthrough show for a lot of people. I really enjoyed it, and I was Maisie, and I was up with Fallon for the first time, and it was so amazing.
Yeah, I love Seussical. That show was so great. I can't do musicals because I can't sing, but
She's gonna do musicals, and she can also sing.
I can't. Number 2 is Peter and the Starcatcher. Wow, Peter and the Starcatcher may be, like, one of the most or the most impressive show that we've done so far. Like, everything about it was so hard. People were constantly moving and constantly, like, changing set, and, like, we had to control the set. We were the set. Like, we were walls, and it was so cool. And everybody who watched the show was like, wow, that was so impressive. It was so impressive and so good. And Bryce and Andy as Boy, and John and Connor as Stash. Like, it was so good. And Haven and Hannah as Molly. The leads were outstanding. I love that show. And playing Smee, he was a pirate who's stupid and spoke in a Cockney accent, and I loved Smee. It was so fun. And I don't get to play a lot of comedic roles, so that was really, really fun. Peter and the Starcatcher is so good.
My number 2 show was The Outsiders. Outsiders was my favorite show forever. And I didn't even have, like, my role. Like, I loved being Marsha. It was so good. And I got to be, Marsha was best friends with Cherry, which was played by Rachel Sekenick, and that was like the first time we like worked together, and we became such good friends throughout that process, and even better in Radium Girls, and it was so fun, and the leads were amazing. Literally, I watched it every off night, and I bawled every time. I bawled every time in tech. It was, it was so good. And it was such a good experience. It was one of the happiest times of ever. It was so good.
Okay, we probably have the same top favorite.
Yes, we could just say it together.
We could just say it together. 1, 2, 3. Wrinkle in Time. Wrinkle in Time was like time of our lives.
It was everything.
Everything that like we could possibly want. We both became like so close. We hung out like every single day.
4 months before the audition, we were busting.
Yeah, we worked so hard to get Meg. Meg was the lead. We both played Meg.
Yes,
Meg was the lead. We were doubles. We wanted it so bad. Oh my gosh. And like we got so close, and the process was so fun, and the shows, and it like paid off. And,
it was crazy. And literally every moment we were on stage, like every single dance, I felt like I was literally the queen of the world.
Yeah, it was so great. You felt so good about it.
So amazing. And the space was awesome.
And we, like, on opening and closing, we felt like it was one of the best moments of our lives. We were like,
it was
wow.
The best. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was so good. It, like, I loved Wrinkle in Time.
Me
and
too.
It was great. And we're also both in Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
And you should definitely come watch that show.
It's awesome. She's Ralph, and I'm Roger.
And it'll definitely make it on the list for sure. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so epic. So come see it.
Yes, come see it. All right, thank you so much for watching this kind of long video. Sorry, but if you like more Talk Day videos that aren't just me singing, but tomorrow I'm going to Dottie's house, and we are filming a live cover for the first time in 11 months.
11 months.
And it's gonna be all up in the channel. So hopefully I get to do more singing videos that are live, and more talking videos, and top 10s. And if you like these, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, please don't dislike my video. It makes me really upset. Just don't like it. Anyway, so we'll see you later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.